Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again, and here we go again with yet another legendary creature from the main set of Tarkir Dragonstorm. And it's my ongoing quest. My ongoing quest to find a Jeskai deck that I can play. And obviously today's one is all about Narset, Jeskai Waymaster. Blue, red and white for a 3/4 human monk. And at the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. Okay. Yeah, so basically if you've got sort of like 4 cards in your hand, you cast them all, so you've got an empty hand, you can discard your empty hand and draw 4 cards. Or more. Or, you know, depending on how many spells you played. Yeah, okay then. This sounds like a good plan. So here we go. Here we go. Me still trying to find a Jeskai deck that I can play and succeed with on MTGO when this card comes out. Because obviously I'm recording this before the set's hit MTGO. So here we go. Here's what today's deck looks like. Right then, starting at the beginning, we have Saheeli's Sublime Artificer. We like the fact of casting non-creature spells, gives us little things to attack with, so servos are in. And then we had the one version of Narset in Planeswalker form I wanted to play. I like Narset of the Ancient Way. Not many people do. I know it's not the most popular version of Narset ever, but this one always strikes me as good. You know, gain a couple of life, sorry. Get a red, a white, or a blue mana, and then you can use that mana to cast a non-creature spell. Yeah, okay then. That's fine by me. Speaking of creature spells, we are a little bit light. We've only got 22. So, Baral, Chief of Compliance is in to make our instance of sorceries cheaper as usual. And then Coruscation Mage from the Bloomborough set, Offspring 2. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Yeah, like that, because then we've got Firebrand Archer to do the same thing. And Keswick Flame Breather to do the same thing. Stormcatcher Mentor makes our spells cost less and gives us a nice little bit of haste and prowess fun. Third Path Iconoclast gives us more tokens when we cast our non-creature spells. Thunderclap Drake makes our instance of sorceries cheaper, and this one you also get to sack it to copy it if you want to. So you know, for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone. So I quite like this one. Corrie Mountain Stalwart's one of the new ones coming in from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this creature deals 2 damage to each opponent. You gain 2 life, so that's a nice twist on it. And 3/3 for 3 mana is fairly bearable. Monastery Mentor just gives us more monks with prowess, so more things we get as we cast our non-creatures. Wingblade Disciple also comes in from the Dragonstorm. Yeah, am I saying it right? I've forgotten. Hold on. I was not going mad. Anyway, Wingblade Disciple from Dragonstorm. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you get a bird token. Yeah, right then. Bria, the Riptide Rogue, is also in. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, gets prowess. Obviously, it gives all your other creatures prowess, which is important. But the best bit of this is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So you do manage to find a way of getting through your damage if you need to. We've got Defiler of Instinct in because we are playing red spells all the way through and we might as well have to deal a little bit of extra damage as we can. Kaikar, the Wind's Fury, is also in to give us more spirits and we can sacrifice the spirits off to give us red mana. We have Narset, the Enlightened Exile, coming in from the other part of one of the sets I've completely forgotten about now, but it gives all our creatures prowess. And whenever Narset Enlightened attacks, exile target non-creature, non-land card from a mana value less than Narset's power from a graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Like that plan. Ojapathic Deeper's Epoxin because it gives all our instant spells rebound, which I really do like. And obviously, you know, we can get an extra land out if it dies. Wizards of Thay for the Myriad, the casting cost reduction on the instance of sorceries and giving our sorceries flash, which is even better. Archmage of Runes is in. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, draw a card, cuts the cost down of them as well. And then we have the other 2 Defilers in. Defiler of Dreams is in as well. To cast blue permanent spells, we get to draw cards. And Defiler of Faith is in. When we cast a white permanent spell, we get some tokens. So we've got enough that I think it's worth having these 2 in. But you can probably drop them out if you need to. Elesh of the Infinite is also around as well. We can cast non-creature spells from top of our library, has prowess, and we can cast everything that's a non-creature with flash. So nice way of holding up our mana for a turn. Orchivia, the Enigma Goliath, also makes an appearance because I want the tokens. I want those Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens with haste to just basically go attacking as much as we can. And then finally, Eris, Roar of the Storm. This does cut the cost of our, hopefully we'll be able to make this be a bit cheaper than 10. But second spells each turn give us a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying and prowess. I sign up for that any day of the week. Love it. Sorceries. We have 10 sorceries. So we've got Faithless Looting, Ponder, Preordained, Serum Vision, Striker Rich. You can tell what I'm doing. Cheap ones. So we can make sure we play those extra spells each turn. Winds of Change is also in. And then the first game changer, Jessica's Will, because we're in the right colours. We might as well have the extra mana and the cards. The other one that's also a bit random, Time Twister. Yeah. I figured we're going to need to shuffle everything back in at some stage and draw 7 new cards, so I'm quite happy with that. Inspiring Refrain just lets us draw 2, then goes back to Suspend Land. And then Time Spiral. Again, another way of doing the Time Twister thing, but this one gets exiled when we cast it, so, it's here, it's fun, I'm happy with it. Instants, 10 of them as well, all fairly cheap. Brainstorm, Condemn, Final Showdown gets a little bit more expensive, but it does give us an instant speed wrath effect that is always useful. Lightning Bolt, Path to Exile, Counterspell, Think Twice, Chaos Warp, Achroma's Will, and Ojatai's Command for a bit of fun and games at the end here. Had to be here really, just so we can do the whole return target creature card with convert mana cost 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Card draw, life gain, does what we need it to do, basically. Artifacts, fairly heavy on the ramp, because we do want to make sure we can cast all our spells and get things out. So, as well as the Mox Tantalite and the Soul Talisman, I've chucked in Elixir of Immortality to give us another way of shuffling everything from our graveyard back into our library. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, each of the medallions are in, and each of the talismans of the respective pairings are here as well. Had to play them all, we had to get them in. There's no way around it. This is a mana hungry deck. I'm not going to lie about it. It really is. Enchantments. Storm Chaser's Talents in, just to give us a red otter token with prowess, and then hopefully return instants and sorceries, and then start getting even more red otters once we can get this up to level 3 with 5 mana. Monk class is also in. Second spell we cast each turn costs 1 less, and then becomes level 2. We get to return, bounce something, and then level 3 at the beginning of your upkeep, exile top card of your library. You may cast this card from exile as long as you've cast another spell this turn. So, like that. Aligned Heart is one of the other few of the new cards we come in. This one comes in from the commander set for Tarkir Dragonstorm. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment, and then you get monks with prowess equals the number of rally counters on here. So, yeah, this seems like a really good one to me. Mana Cannons in, we have a few multicoloured spells, if you've seen, so I thought we might as well have this in. I think, realistically, I probably haven't got enough to make it worthwhile. Outside of the, random ones we've got here. So it may be a card that we have to chuck out and put something else in. But I'm going to try it out for now, and you can change this around to your heart's content if you wish. The Font of Magic's in as well to make sure everything costs even less when we've cast Narset from our command zone a few times. And then finally, Whirlwind of Thought. We cast non-creature spells, we get to draw cards and keep the chain going. As I said, this is a bit of a mana-hungry deck, so I have gone heavy on the lands. We have got 38 in the deck. We have got all the red, white and blue lands you can think you could possibly ever want to see and have. I have chucked in Reliquary Tower, and I have got Temple of the False God in, because once Narset's been killed off a couple of times, we're going to need to hold on to our cards and get them cast back in somehow reasonably rapidly. But with the exception of Mana Cannons, which I am seriously thinking of changing even as I record this video, I really hope this is going to be the one that breaks my duck, because, yeah, me and Jeskai have not been friends for a very long time. Since, well, ever, really. So I'm really hoping that Narset of the Jeskai Waymaster can really sort this out and get it sorted out for me so that I can become friends with Jeskai again and we can have some fun. Obviously, the trick's going to be getting some of the things down to give all our creatures prowess and just go for it that way. So, all in all, I think it's going to be a fun one to play once we get Tarkir Dragonstorm on MTGO. Yeah, so if you like this, it's been a bit shorter today than it usually is, so I'm very aware of that, but For those of you who've been with me streaming, you know the issues I've been having with my internet, so I'm trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter, so a bit quicker to upload at the moment. But for now, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you want to see me play these decks, I will be playing them out next week sometime. There's no streams for the rest of this week. You can probably see a stream replay on Friday from last night, which was Tuesday. It's all very confusing, but there'll be a stream replay coming up. And then we'll get some funny games going next week when I'm back from the wedding I'm off to. But for now, thank you for watching. Wait for tomorrow. We've got a requested deck coming up tomorrow, so we're taking a break from Tarkir Dragonstorm for tomorrow. But I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, come back tomorrow and check out tomorrow's one. We go back to Foundations for tomorrow one. Give you a subtle hint. Have a good one. See you in the next video. Bye.